Hey everyone, this is Kyle Treadway with Treadway Development, and today we're going to be doing a walkthrough of my token governance dashboard. On-chain governance lets token holders directly control a protocol. No central authority, no admin keys. Every major decision goes through a proposal, a community vote, and an on-chain execution. This contract is built on OpenZeppelin's governor framework. Token holders can create proposals and vote with their tokens as voting power. And once a proposal passes, it goes through a time lock before executing, giving the community time to react before anything changes. The full life cycle is propose, vote, queue, execute. Everything happens on chain, nothing can be bypassed. I'm going to be doing this demo on a local Hardhat network so I can fast forward through the voting delay, the voting period, and the time lock all in one take. The contract is deployed and verified on Etherscan, and the link will be below in the description. All right, so let's go ahead and walk through. So to start, we're going to go ahead and connect wallet. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So you can see here up at the top these stat cards. It's going to be showing token balance, which is just the token balance of the wallet that we're connected to. This is the deployer wallet. This has the bulk of the tokens. It's 100,000 total that's going to be in this contract. And this has 84,400. I have a wallet that's 10,000, a wallet that's 5,000, and a wallet that's 500. All right. Next, we have the voting power, which you'll see that this will change once I activate our voting power here. The proposal threshold is 1,000, so you have to have 1,000 STK to vote, which is important when I show you the 500 wallet, just to show you that if you don't have enough, it won't allow you. Anyone can vote. It's that you just can't create a proposal with less than 1,000. That's the threshold for the proposal, so I just misspoke earlier. And what this is saying, the 4% quorum is saying that at least 4% of the total supply has to be active in the vote. Right? That way, it's not just a couple of people that try to sneak something by everybody else. When you have this spread across hundreds or thousands of people, it takes a good amount of action and people to vote to hit a quorum, where here it's only going to take one person, just because I'm doing it myself just to show that this works. So let's go ahead and start by activating our voting power. If you do not activate your voting power, you cannot vote, right? It stops people from seeing something that they really want to vote on, and then they go ahead and activate it and vote. You have to already be activated before anything happens or before a proposal happens. And it's a one-time thing. So once you activate it, you're in. You can see here a drop-down where you can actually delegate your voting power to somebody else. If you still want to hold your status but not hold the power to that, then you have the option to do that. So down here's the governor settings. Or governance settings, excuse me. And so what this means is there's a voting delay. So once there's a proposal, there's 1 day for people where they can't vote, but they can review what's going to be voted on. Then there's going to be an entire week where people are allowed to vote on that proposal. After that, there's a time lock delay. So once the voting period is over, it gets queued, and then it holds before execution in a time lock contract for 2 days, and then it automatically gets executed after that. So let's see. Now we can go down to the create proposal. So actually, before we do that, we need to go to our other wallets and activate. And I'll go ahead and go through this or fast forward through this so you don't have to watch all of this. All right. So now that I have all of those activated, let's go ahead and do a proposal. So we're just going to do you can see there's different types of actions, and we'll go over this in a minute, but we're going to just do a transfer token. This is probably the most common. So you would just do any type of title that would say what this is going to be. It's going to be transfer tokens from treasury. And you can get more specific on that if you want, but honestly, you can get more specific here. Sending to wallet 1 for rewards, right? Token transfer, we're going to put in the address wallet of wallet 1. So not the deployer is 0. This one's 1. And we're going to say 100, right? Or let's do 100. Okay, so we can submit that proposal. Okay. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a quick little script that's going to advance the time, so that way we can actually see, because right now, right, but there's no voting that we can do yet. You can see down here has for, against, or abstain. So here you can see that you can't actually do any of the votes until that time has passed. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. All right. So now that I've run that and we move forward, I can vote for this. So I can say yes. Let's say I'm going to vote for that. You can see this many tokens for, not against. Let's go into total proposals, showing how many proposals there are. Let's go, wallet 1 wouldn't say no to that, right? So let's go to 2. And let's say no. We'll go against. But this is already going to go through because we've hit the quorum 4%, right? We're at 84,400 out of the 100,000, so we'll hit that. But just so you can see that this all works, that's against. Now, if we go to wallet 3 that only has 500, you're going to see that they're actually not going to be allowed to vote because they don't hit the 1,000 threshold. And I went ahead and voted with wallet 3 with only 500. I misspoke before. Anyone can vote. It's that you just can't create a proposal with less than 1,000. That's the threshold for the proposal. So I just misspoke earlier. Let's go up here. Now that the voting has happened for those wallets, let's go ahead and push it past the week of voting. So I'll run that script to do that. Okay, so now it's gone all the way through the 7 days for the voting, and now we can queue it into the time lock. And once we queue it, then that starts the 2-day time lock where basically everyone sees that this has passed and that this change is going to happen, and they have 2 days to react to what's going to happen. So we'll queue it in the time lock. And we'll confirm that. All right. And now you can see here the execute proposal has come up, but there's a note down here. It says this proposal has passed. After the 2-day time lock period, you may execute. So if we try to execute, it's going to say time lock has not passed yet. You can't execute before those 2 days. So let's go ahead and run the script real quick off screen to pass that. And now we can execute, right? So it says execute. We'll go ahead and run that. See, now that we've passed that 2-day part, or that 2-day time, we can do this. Perfect, and that has now passed. See, now basically it says this one proposal. This down here will always show, it's going to default to active. It's only going to show the active so you're not bombarded, but there always is a history of all. So if you click all, it's going to show everything in history. Anything can be audited at any time, but it will default to active. All right, so when I misspoke about the 500, it's just to do a proposal, not to vote. You can see here on the deployer, I have well over 1,000. I can actually submit a proposal. But back on this wallet here, if I go back to the one that has 500, it has this here, but this is grayed out, right? And it has, you need at least 1,000 STK, right, to be able to vote. So that's grayed out. So that's actually showing that it works the way that it's supposed to. Lastly, on the action types here, token transfers and minting are the most common, I would say. But moving, moving tokens from the treasury or minting a new supply. But governance isn't just limited to the tokens. The update setting action lets token holders vote to change the parameters on any contract in the suite, right? So it can talk to the staking, to the vesting, to the airdrop, all of that. So things like staking rewards, crowd sale caps, vesting periods. And the custom action lets developers encode any arbitrary on-chain call. So if a project is running the full suite, the token staking, crowd sale, vesting, all of those, governance can control all of it, right? One voting system, full protocol control. But that is going to complete the walkthrough. Thank you so much for your time and watching this and doing the walkthrough of my governance contract or dashboard with me. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.